Good evening, my YouTube viewers. In this video, what we're going to do is we're going to do an analysis of variance of class scores. So you have the test scores of students from 3 different classes. Class A has a mean score of 85, Class B has a mean score of 80, and Class C has a mean score of 75. The standard deviation is 5, 6, and 7 respectively. Test whether there is a significant difference in the mean scores of the 3 classes at a 5% significance level. So we've got Class A, Class B, and Class C. And we had, so 8 to 37. So we have 30 people in each class. So Class A is a random number with a mean of 75. Class B is a random number. So the random number is a number between 0 and 1, but you multiply that by 75 to get a number with a mean of 75. And then Class B is a random number between 0 and 1, and you multiply that by 80 to get a number with a mean of 80. And Class C is a random number between 0 and 1, and you multiply that by 80 to get a mean of 85. And then so in Class A, your standard deviation is 5. Class B, your standard deviation is 6. And Class C, your standard deviation is 75. So the mean of A is average from A8 to A37, giving you a 74.167. Class B has an average from B8 to B37, giving you an average of 79.23. Class C is an average of C8 to C37, giving you an average of 84.3. And an overall mean is an average of A8 to C37, giving you an overall average of 79.25. And then SSB is that's something, because you can do an analysis of variance using Excel's data analysis pack, or you can do an analysis of variance manually. And so what we're doing is we're doing the analysis of variance manually. So your SSB, this is the formula for the SSB, gives you a value of 1560. And then SSWA is the formula for Group A, and it's just sum product, giving you a value of 596.167. SSWB is your sum product for Group B, and that's squared, giving you a value of 905.367. And SSWC is a sum product of C8 to C37 minus F10, giving you a value of 1394. So that's minus F8, minus F9, and minus F10. And then your SSW total is the sum of F15 to F17. So you've got your degree of freedom between is the number of groups minus 1 is 2. And then your degree of freedom within is you count A8 to A37, which is 90, and then you subtract 3 from that because there's number of groups. So you subtract 3 groups from that, and that gives you 87. So MSB is F13 over F20. So that's SSB divided by DF between. MFW is F18, that is the SSW total, divided by F21, that's your DF within, to give you 33 0.29. So you calculate your F statistic, which is F23 divided by F24. So that's MSB divided by MSW is your F statistic. And your p-value is a really low level. That's F, that's your F distribution dot dis dot RT. And then it's F26 is your F statistic, comma, F20 is your DF between, and F21 is your DF within. So your p-value is really very low level. It's less than 0.05. So your alpha is your significance level being 0.05. The null hypothesis is no significant difference between scores. And your alternate hypothesis is there is a significant between scores. And alternate hypothesis can be written either as HA or H1. So the outcome is you're going to reject the null hypothesis because if F27, that's your p-value, is greater than F29, that's the value, then you're going to fail to reject the null hypothesis. Otherwise, you're going to reject the null hypothesis. But I'm just going to say greater than or equal to. So we're going to reject the null hypothesis. So that's telling you that there is a significant difference between the scores. So you have the mean between the Class A, Class B, and Class C, and you've got the standard deviation between Class A, Class B, and Class C. And I use that information to create a bar chart of the classes. So according to this test, there is a significant difference between the means of the three class scores. So that's it. And then you can check the class scores. This is, on this particular one, what I did was a bar chart or a column chart. And then now I've also done a box and whisker chart. So you can see all the values in A, B, and C. So you've got A is blue, B is C, B is orange, and C is gray. So you can see that there's a less variation in A and a little bit more variation in B and a lot more variation in C. And the reason for that is the standard deviation, because the standard deviation of the three groups is 5, 6, and 7 respectively. So this is showing you, these box plots are showing you that according to this particular test, there is a significant difference between the three class scores, and so you have to reject the null hypothesis. So that concludes this video. In the next video, we're going to be talking about probability, and I hope that you decide to watch it.